My name is Holly Sykes and I am a student at the University of Salford studying exercise, physical activity and health. This video forms part of my assessment in the module Practitioner Skill Development. The aim of this presentation is to highlight a job role which I'd like to pursue in the future and then compare it to my own skills and attributes which I have now, and then produce a development plan to try and better myself to be more fitted to that particular job role. The role that I am interested in is a personal trainer. It's something that I've always been interested in. I've done quite a lot of research into the area, so I feel like I know enough about it to comment on it and decide what I can do to better myself. I started off by completing a few tests during my lectures. Each of these tests gave me a different profile of myself. The first of the tests was the Honey and Mumford Learning Styles test. This showed that I was a reflector, which suggests that I am careful and methodical, thoughtful and good at listening, and that I really jump to conclusions. However, it also means that I tend to stay back a bit and not participate, and that I can also be indecisive and tend to not take risks. To be a personal trainer, I would have to change this by getting involved more, being more decisive, because if a client was having trouble with a particular exercise, I would have to know how to change it to suit them better so that they could actually do it. The second test was Isaac's personality test. The result of this was that I had a sanguine personality, which suggested that I was talkative with a good sense of humour, and that I'm also enthusiastic and cheerful, although it also suggests that I may possibly talk too much and exaggerate a little bit, and I may lose my temper more than others. If I wanted to be a good personal trainer, I would have to find ways of channeling my anger maybe, just so it's a bit more professional. The third test was a leadership test by Lewin, which suggested that I have a participative style, meaning that I can delegate responsibility when it's needed, which can be good in creative environments to build stronger teams and improve team cohesion. This may cause problems within the style, though, because it may be time consuming and can sometimes look a bit unprofessional and make me look a bit indecisive. As a personal trainer, I would have to try and keep the client focused so that they can make decisions for themselves. The next test was the Belbin Team Inventory test, which portrayed me as a team worker, so that I'm good at listening and I can sort out conflicts within the group. A negative of this is that I may not be able to make decisions when needed to, so again, a bit indecisive, which I would have to work on to become an effective personal trainer. The skills analysis test, which I took part in, suggested that I'm good at working with numbers and information technology, meaning that I can do simple calculations and quite complex calculations, and that I can present data in numerical data accurately. But sometimes my organisation skills lack, and so does my information seeking skills. The second to last test we did was the Gardener's Intelligence test, which suggested that I was mainly interpersonal, which means that I know how to talk to people and that I can feel empathy for others, which can be important when being a personal trainer, because you're working with the client on a one-to-one basis quite a lot. The last test which I took part in was Goleman's Emotional Intelligence test, which was very high, suggesting that I know when others are upset and I know how to act around them and to comfort them. And I know my own feelings and how to examine them. But sometimes I'm not very good at managing my own emotions, but I could help my clients by teaching them how to channel their emotions into the workouts. Overall, in comparison to my job role, to be an effective personal trainer, I would need to be able to analyse and understand the client, which I should be good at because the result of the intelligence test suggested that I was interpersonal, so I know how to act and feel empathy towards the client. The results from the Honey and Mumford Learning Styles questionnaire suggested that I was a reflector, which would also help me because I'm a good listener. The personality test suggested that I have a sanguine personality, meaning that I'm enthusiastic, which will help when trying to motivate the client. I'm very talkative, which is good for communication, as that's really important when being a personal trainer. But it also, my weakness of that is that I may lose my temper more than others, meaning that I would have to work on that to help me become more patient and better with my clients. A good personal trainer would be able to design exercise programs quite quickly, so I would need to improve my decision making skills, which the built-in team inventory showed. The skills analysis test suggested that I sometimes lack in organisation skills, and this is really important when being a personal trainer because you've got a lot of different clients which you have to plan all the exercises for. So I would have to work on that. To achieve success at being a personal trainer, I would have to improve a lot of things. For example, my temper and my patience, which can be improved by using certain methods to cope with aggression. For example, I could count to 10 or do deep breaths or use mental imagery. This will help me not get stressed as easily and be more calm whilst working with the clients so that I can be better in the job itself. To do this, I would have to use methods of coping with temper build-up, and I would start this from the present day until I feel comfortable that I've achieved the skill. The next one is decision making. When making decisions, I need to focus on what I'm actually being asked instead of getting distracted by something else. Then I need to think about it clearly and weigh up all my options to try and make a quick and effective decision that would be best for me and would be best for the client. This in turn would help me to be able to make decisions quicker, but so that they'd still be good decisions. All the information about the questions that I was being asked would be needed to do this, and I would start this from present day until I can make decisions on my own correctly. The next one is my organisation skills. I would improve this by creating a to-do list for the day, this way so that I don't forget anything. I could also start keeping a diary, making sure that I mark down any important meetings or appointments or a bit of information that I need. And this will help me to be more organised, helping me become a personal trainer to enable me to look a lot more professional and not forget anything important. I could buy a diary from somewhere like Ryman's for $4.99, and I'd start this from when I start working in the gym and keep it going throughout most of my career. Next, I'd need to know about the respiratory and CV systems and make sure that I am constantly reading through my notes and reading around the area and addressing any problems which I have surrounding the subjects. This will help me to expand on my knowledge so that when a question on either of the systems will be asked, I'll be able to tell the client how it works and why they're important during exercise. To do this, I would probably buy the Tutorum Grabowski Principles of Anatomy and Physiology, which you can get from Amazon for about £40, and I would do this from present day until I have earned my degree. I'd also need to know a bit about sports psychology, because that way I can know why the client wants to get involved in sport again and wants to keep healthy. And to do this, I must attend my lectures and make notes and read around the area again. But this would help me to know why the clients want to do it, and I could get this again from Amazon for about £18, starting from now until I finish my degree. I'd also need to be a bit more confident and be able to work independently, because I can work fine in a team, but when it comes to me being on my own, it's a bit more difficult. So I will continue to volunteer as a hockey coach. I'll lead more sessions by myself. I'll also volunteer in more sports clubs around the area just to gain a bit more experience, and it'll help to improve my confidence and help me to gain better methods of teaching. To do this, I would have to apply to sports clubs in the area which accept volunteers, my old school hockey team, and teach them how to play hockey. The membership for the hockey teams normally costs around £40 a year, and then about £3 per matches. And I would do this from about January until I feel like I've had enough experience and that I'm confident of working by myself.